Okay. Oh my bad. It finally worked. It finally worked. I was losing my mind. I was absolutely losing my mind. Oh. Can you have some beer? No, you can't have some beer. No, no beer here. We have kids in the chat. Or like watching the VOD. So, nuh-uh. No beer. But yeah, in case you guys haven't noticed, it's a new layout. You got a new layout. What you call this? I thought things needed a little change since we change it every year and everything. So yeah. I was making this in between my college classes, actually. I was making like the layouts between college classes. I was going a little silly. But, can you have some apple juice? Of course, absolutely. Go have as much apple juice as you like. But, I'm really glad to be back to streaming. I swear, I wanted to get back to streaming so bad, but like everything just like kept getting in the way. Like streaming between classes. No, I wasn't streaming between classes. I was making the stream layouts between classes. I was like making art and then like designing the layout between classes and making drafts and all that. Should be fine. Besides, I'm not failing any classes anyway, by the way. I'll have you know, I am not failing any of my classes and I'm actually doing pretty well in school, so you don't have to worry about anything. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that like kept getting in the way. Like my college schedule was really out of whack. My college schedule was pretty terrible at first. What you call this? I kept going back to the office. I kept going back to the school office, and I was like, "Hey, the schedule is not working for me. Can we please change it?" And they're still taking time to change it, but I did keep following up, and they did say that, "Hey, okay, your classes are now this and this, but your official schedule hasn't changed yet. But you can move to those classes already." So I kind of, what you call this? Technically, according to my schedule, I'm supposed to be in class right now. But, the schedule that I changed it to is supposed to not have a class today. But my official schedule still says I have a class. But, of course, I don't want to be in a class that I'm not even gonna complete for the year. So, I don't even know if this counts as me being absent. I don't think it counts because I'm not gonna be a student in that class by next week. So, my attendance won't count on my final report card. I guess? Is that how it works? But yeah, what you call this? There was a lot of stuff that kept getting in the way. That included the office is probably really tired of me coming back. It's like, hey, the schedule isn't fixed yet. Can we? They're probably tired of seeing me every week, every week going back to the office. But so yeah, I'm just gonna catch up. I'm gonna just catch you guys up a little bit before we get into story time. But the YouTube thing also was really crazy. I did not understand the layout. And then I saw the dual streaming option. I tried to do it. I tried to do the option. It kept starting new streams that I didn't start. It kept starting new streams. And I was kind of panicking behind the scenes. That's why it took so long to start. And holidays were good too. What you call this? I brought back a rock from holidays. And I've been bringing it with me everywhere. I'll have you guys know. I've been bringing back a rock with me all over the place. That rock has been everywhere. It's been to the mall, it's been to the store, it's been to like the doctor's office, it's been to like my college, it's been in the house, it's been to the playground, it's been everywhere. I've been bringing that rock everywhere. And I don't know why. I'm just too lazy to take it out of my bag. That rock has been all over the world at this point. Not all over the world, but like all over the place, I guess. And then what else did I do? You know, like, I'm Filipino, right? I'm Filipino. There was this like, what do you call this? Filipinos love to do karaoke. That's a given. That's a given. Filipinos love karaoke. And during the holidays, there was this mountain. There was this really huge mountain. There was this karaoke thing along that mountain. It was pretty old. I managed to fix it with the help of my uncle. But there was this huge speaker. And whatever we sang on that mountain was pretty much blasting throughout the mountain. It was so loud. And we were singing like... There was this one friend of mine who was like... They were playing absolute... They had an absolute metal voice and they were just screaming on the top of that mountain. Mic on and everything. It was really fun. I didn't sing that much. I only sang 2 songs, but yeah. That's the weird thing about me. I'm pretty... How do I put this? I am someone who is really scared of singing in front of people. I'm really scared of singing in front of people, but if I am behind my VTuber model, that's absolutely fine. I will sing as much as I like. Weird thing. It's a really weird thing. I don't get how it works, but yeah. Anyway. So today, we are going to catch up on stories of injuries that I have apparently sustained when I was a kid and have handled really poorly. I have handled a lot of injuries really badly. First of all, because it's because I am someone who does not immediately tell the adults when something is wrong. My first instinct is like, okay, I can fix this myself maybe. Maybe I can fix this myself. That is usually my first instinct. And other than that, also, there's also like, what if I get scolded for being really stupid? And I'll just get scolded for getting injured. So, I don't tell the adults usually when I get injured. So that's number one. And I usually tolerate the pain a lot. That it's kind of weird. I kind of like tough it out. It's not that I don't feel pain, it's just that I just tough it out a lot. And then what you call this? Another thing is that I am very accident prone. I'm a really clumsy person. I get into a lot of accidents a lot, and I hit a lot of stuff and everything. So without further ado, let us move to the story time. Buff, high pain tolerance, absolute debuff. I am absolutely accident prone. It's a weird combination, I know. I don't know why God made me this way. But you know, it might be for a reason. I just don't know it yet. But yeah. Case study is yours truly, Anaxolotl. And a bit of a warning. I have shown the slides to my moderator. I have told the story to my moderator. I don't know if I showed the slides, but I have told the stories to my moderator. Of course, our beloved Luna. She has told me that some of these might affect viewers who are really sensitive to these kind of things. So, just a heads up. Okay? I don't want to hurt anybody here. So, because like some of these accidents are a bit, yeah. Hi! And hi! Welcome to the stream. Glad to see you here. Hope you're doing well and hope the holidays have been good for you. We were just about to start the story time bit. So, yeah, make yourself comfortable and do heed the warning. I have been told by Luna, my beloved moderator, our beloved moderator, that some of these stories might affect some sensitive viewers. Like, it's not bloody, it's just, yeah, it's just really bizarre injuries. Like, some bizarre injuries, I guess, that might make some people uncomfortable. Let me just write the context on the corner up there. Up there. Telling story. Story time. Okay. Long time no see. How have you been? I've been good. I've been really good. There's been a lot of stuff that's been keeping me from streaming, so I am actually really happy right now that I finally managed to stream at this time. Is it holiday time for you? No, not really anymore. Not anymore. I am doing... I'm in the middle of college season right now. Just started this year again, so yeah. So yeah, my second final tomorrow. Best of luck! You got this. Best of luck. I believe in you. I know you got this. And, I believe that my viewers are smart cookies. Okay? My viewers are smart cookies. So, I'm sure you guys will be okay. I'm sure you'll be okay. Okay. But yeah, best of luck in finals. Moving on. Here are the... I don't know what to call these. Here are the stories that we'll be covering for the stream. Number 1, marble on head. Number 2, head on marble. These two are very different things. Marble on head and head on... Wait, let me get my... Yeah. Anyway, marble on head and head on marble are two absolutely different things. It's dependent on which is on top of the other. And number 3, I hate flotation rings. Something happened between me and a flotation ring. I'll be honest. Number 4, not Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Spider-Man already says something about jumping a lot and everything. Number 5, force to left hand. Number 6, force to walk. And 7, but first we swim. And the titles will make sense soon. I promise, I swear. I'll listen to this as my bedtime story. I'm not sure if this is bedtime story material, but sure. Okay. Episode 1. Marble on head. This is a bit of a weird story, I'll be honest. From what I recall, I was about... I don't think I was entirely conscious yet as a kid. I think I was like... How old was I? I think I was somewhere around 3 or 4 maybe. 3 or 4 maybe. This happened in a mall. And whatever happened here made a lot of the staff panic. But me being a 4-year-old at the time actually got really happy. Not because I got hurt, but because like the injury made me go to like the back stages, the back rooms of the mall. They like wheeled me into the back rooms of the mall. Like, for example, the area in the grocery with like the freezer. The area in the grocery with like the freezer, like all the frozen meat and everything. They wheeled me behind that thing, like to the back, where like the staff only area. And as a kid, even though I hit my head pretty badly during this situation, I was like, you know what? That's so cool. I made it to like the back area. Not every kid gets to go to the back. My childish head had different priorities at the time, I'm afraid. So yeah, cast members of our story, the marble table, tiny little me, and the marble floor. I guess I was a bit of a marble sandwich in this situation. So, what was happening here? Okay, by the way, this table is really heavy from what I've been told. Okay, I asked Mama Swallowtail how heavy was this table, and she told me that it needed 3 people to get it off me, and it was like rolling off my head. So yeah. What you call this? According to Mama Swallowtail, it took 3 people to take this table off. I don't know how I'm alive. But yeah, okay. So there was a marble table, there was mini me, and there was the marble floor. So basically, what happened here is that little me was hanging off the side of this thing and was like swinging back and forth over here. It was like a little swing. That was kind of what I was doing. I thought the table was bolted to the ground. From what I remember, the table was bolted to the ground from what I thought. I thought it was bolted. But then, that happened. I got squished. Kinda. My head kind of got really squished under that thing. And, what you call this? My head was also hit by the marble floor. The marble floor did not elevate like that, by the way. I just didn't know how to draw myself between the table and the marble floor, and my head like squished in between like a sandwich. But every time I am told that story, I am still wondering how the world did I make it? Because according to my parents, it was swelling really bad that one of my eyes was having trouble opening, and and a lot of the staff members some of the mall staff members who were there at the time insisted that I go to the hospital. But at that time, at that time my parents couldn't really afford a hospital bill, and it wasn't really looking good at that time. So they decided that, hey, okay, let's wait it out first. Let's wait it out for like a day or two, and we'll see if we need to bring little Anax to the hospital by then. So that's what they did. And well, what you call this? Yeah, that was me. Absolutely squished. So the big question here is, did I go to the hospital for this? That is the question. Did I go to the hospital for this? Did I not go to the hospital for this? After a few days, no, I didn't go to the hospital. My face was slightly swelling, but no fracture. I didn't get any fractures. Some kind of miracle, in a way. I did not fracture my skull, thankfully. By some miracle, because I do recall that table being really heavy. So, yeah, that happened. But episode 2, anyway. There's a difference between marble on head and head on marble. I will have you all know. There is an absolute difference. Okay? Episode 2. So, there was this place at my relative's house. There's this bed. Okay. And on top of that bed was, another bed, I guess. It's hard to explain. It was like those foldable couches where it's just the foam, and it was stacked one on top of the other. They were stacked one on top of the other, and it was made this like really high bed kind of thing. It was really elevated. I think if you've been to a house with like a window, what am I saying? A lot of houses have windows, but if you imagine it, it's like the height of what a window would be. It's height of like where like the wait, let me draw it. So you know, like there's a window, right? Okay, there'd be like a window in like a house, and the bed would be the height of that window over here. The bed height would be around here. So the floor would be kind of low over here, and I hope that makes sense. But how do I erase this? Erase, please. But yeah, that was the height of the beds at that time. And of course, and these beds were really bouncy, by the way. And little me, seeing bouncy beds, decided, it's a good idea to jump on the bed. I was alone in the room at that time too, so no adults were around, and I was just jumping on the bed. I do recall being around 6 years old when this happened, I believe. Around 6 years old. I was bouncing on the bed, and I fell off really hard. My head hit the floor really hard. I do recall like my ears were ringing and stuff. It was really bad. But then I was immediately called for dinner. Not dinner. I was immediately called for lunch. I was called for lunch right after. Just moments after, by the way. So I didn't really have the proper time to recover, and in panic of being scolded for jumping on the bed, I stood up and walked it off and everything, and went to eat dinner as normal. But that really hurt still. I had a headache for a long while. Did I go to the hospital for this eventually? Did I eventually go to the hospital for this? I'll have you guys know. I didn't. I hid it for a long time and I walked it off. And even Mama Swallowtail, my Mama Swallowtail, did not even know that I hit my head that hard until like I told her. I just told her while I was making these slides. So many years later is when she found out that I really hit my head really hard, and I kind of tolerated the headache that came with the next hour. And so yeah, don't do this, kids. If there are kids watching this, do not don't hide your injuries from your parents. There actually might be something wrong and you're kind of just brushing it off. Like, I didn't even know I was anemic until until there was this mandatory checkup thing back in my high school. And it was only after the mandatory checkup that I found out I was anemic. And apparently my mom was like, "You didn't tell us any symptoms or anything?" I just kept saying like, I thought that was normal. I thought like every human had to tolerate that kind of thing. But so yeah, I hid that and I walked it off. But hey, I'm okay, I think. But moving on. Episode 3. I absolutely hate flotation rings, by the way. I have an agenda when it comes to flotation rings. Just, how do I put this? When it comes to flotation rings, there's like, how do I put this? There's something about them that just makes it feel like a hazard to me. Every time I use flotation rings, I just feel like I'm gonna suffocate in here. I'm gonna slip in the ring and I'm gonna be stuck here. What if like I flip upside down and I'm stuck in the flotation ring? And yeah, I kind of hate flotation rings a lot. But yeah, episode 3, flotation rings. Flotation rings, they're supposed to be lifesavers. What could absolutely go wrong with a flotation ring? So, there was this water slide. Okay, imagine this water slide is huge. It's like those really huge ones where like you have to climb a bunch of stairs a couple of floors high to use the water slide. I went on those water slides, and those water slides were the ones that had the need for flotation rings. Okay? So, there was little me. I was riding the flotation ring. I was inside it, by the way. I was inside it. I just didn't know how to draw myself inside the ring. I was inside it. Okay, my legs were supposed to be dangling off here, but I didn't know how to make this work. So just imagine I'm sitting inside the ring. Okay? So what happened was in the middle of the ride, middle of the water slide, I slipped inside the ring. I slipped inside the ring and I got really stuck. And my tailbone, the lower part of my spine, kept hitting the bottom of the slide. And this was a really bumpy water slide, by the way. So I was stuck. I couldn't get up because the flotation ring was really slippery too. So what you call this? My tailbone was just repeatedly hitting the bottom of the water slide. It was just repeatedly hitting the water slide, and I couldn't escape it until the water slide ended. And by that time, I felt like my spine was absolutely bad. My spine was like shifted up or something. Something just felt really wrong with my body at that time. I was having trouble breathing and everything. It was, yeah. So we went to the first aid kit area. We went to the first aid clinic area of the water park, and they said to go to the hospital if this thing still persists in the next day or two. They told me that. That's what they told me. Do know, however, that... Did I go to the hospital for this? Did I? Well, there was what you call this? I wanted to go back to that water park as soon as possible. I wanted to go back to the water park. Because of that injury, I had to leave the water park. The staff wouldn't let me continue playing in that water park because of I have trouble breathing. But I could tolerate the pain. The pain was tolerable. I said, no, I can still run around. Look at me. Look. I'm still zooming. But the staff was like, no, you're not allowed to play in the water park now. You gotta go home. And my parents also were convincing me to go home. So we had to go home. But the staff did say, go to the hospital if the breathing problems still persist. I wanted to get back to that water park as soon as possible. So even though a day or two later I was still experiencing some of the discomfort and a bit of the ache, I was like, hey, it's not threatening, is it? So, nope. I toughed it out. Again. This is not something you're supposed to tough out, by the way. Please do not do this. I was just a really determined kid. At the time, I just really wanted to get back to that water park. But even in the end, we didn't really go back to that water park for a long while. For a couple of months, we didn't go back to that water park because things got busy. But in my determination to go back to that water park, I kept saying, hey, I'm okay. Nothing's wrong. I swear. 100%. Which was a lie. I still felt some discomfort, and it was really hard to straighten my back for a bit, but I'm fine now. That was when I was still oh my god. In elementary. What is in elementary. When I was still in elementary, I really did get into a lot of accidents and toughed out a lot of those accidents. Hold on a moment. I'm just gonna go get water. I will be right back. Hold on, let me just make sure people know I'm getting water. Getting water, be back. Okay, I'm back. Shall we continue on? What part is this now? What part are we on? Hold on. me recalibrate my model because face tracking looks really wonky. Come on. Calibrate properly, please, and thank you. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Episode 4 of the accidents I've been in. Not Spider-Man. Because there's this thing. I don't know if this is a thing in other countries, but in Philippines, if you are that kind of kid that likes to climb on a lot of stuff that you're not supposed to be climbing, they call you Spider-Man here. They call you Spider-Man. And yeah, it's more like the expression is like that kid thought he was Spider-Man or that kid thought she was Spider-Man. Something like that. So, I had that moment when, so, my school had this thing. They brought in a bunch of books. The school brought in a bunch of books. I was still elementary by then. There's no way high school me would do this, okay? There was a lot of boxes stacked on top of each other. They were stacked really disorganized-ish, like there were a lot of gaps and everything. They were really rushing. So a lot of these were full of like books for like students and everything. And I was I was with friends. I was with friends and we were like climbing on top of this thing. And I was one of them. Of course. I was climbing on top. But then like someone stepped on the wrong box and everything started collapsing. And all the other kids, they were pretty agile. I'll admit, the other kids were really agile. I, however, am absolutely clumsy. I was an absolutely clumsy kid and that kind of happened. I kind of fell and I scraped my shoulder and it was really, really bruised when I came home. Not really when I came home. It's like one time when I checked myself in the bathroom and I checked my back. I was like, oh god, this bruise is terrible. The bruise was really, really bad. I was like, gosh. And I made sure to, I did my best to hide it from family and stuff because I didn't want to be scolded for this. For being an absolute monkey in school. And yeah, did I go to the hospital for this? Or like even the school clinic? Did I go to the nurse or anything? No! I hid the bruise and toughed it out, especially in school. I didn't want anyone to know that, listen, I didn't want anyone to know. I didn't want them to say like, Anax is a weakling who injures very easily. I was like, no, I'm a tough kid. That's the impression I wanted to give, which was probably not a good thing. But I was in elementary. I was that kid that just wanted to be one of the cool kids, but ended up not being the cool kid at all. So how do I say this? Like I just really ended up not being the cool kid at all. I ended up as like the weird bullyable kid. The weird weakling bullyable kid. That was pretty much me in elementary and high school. So but yeah, episode 5. I was forced to be left-handed. To be fair, I was born left-handed according to my parents. According to my parents, I was born left-handed. But to make things easier, I was taught to be right-handed instead. However, there was this incident that forced me to return to my roots, as they call it. So, sometime in 3rd grade, I was doing a handstand. I was doing a handstand. I was showing off to friends. I was like, hey, look at this, look at this. I can do a handstand. And what you call this? During then, when I did that handstand, my arm kinda midway just... Yeah. It didn't technically break. I hope it didn't. I hope it didn't. That would be really bad. But it did feel like it twisted or something. It twisted in a weird direction. According to what my friends told me. But what you call this? I didn't want to get in trouble for doing a handstand. A lot of these things are because I didn't want to get in trouble. I'll be honest. A lot of these things were because I didn't want to get scolded for doing stupid stuff. So, when I did that handstand, I got injured, obviously. My right hand hurt a lot for I think a day or two. I don't know how long, I don't remember how long it was, but it hurt for longer than the day. And that what you call it. It hurt longer than it was meant to, and something was clearly wrong. But and during that time, I didn't want to get in trouble, obviously. So what did I do? I started writing with my left hand. I started doing my daily tasks with my left hand because doing stuff with my right hand absolutely hurt. It hurts so bad. It absolutely hurts so bad when I was doing stuff with like my right hand. For example, when I was writing, it really hurt. That like there was this sharp stinging pain, and I was like, no, I can't do this. So I started taking notes with my left hand. I started taking notes in class with my left hand. I started brushing my teeth with my left hand. And I do remember at some point my parents saw my notebook and they scolded me. They were like, hey, why is your handwriting so bad recently? Why is your handwriting absolutely terrible? Which, I guess, it was terrible because I was using my left hand. But they did want to know. But I didn't want to tell them the exact reason. So I just said, hey, I just thought it would be cool to be able to draw it, to write with my left hand. And they bought that reason. I guess. But of course, I told them a couple years later, which is actually just this year. I told them the incident this year, and they're like, all these stories you're telling us makes us fear what you're doing in college. And if Mama and Papa Swallowtail are watching this right now, I swear I'm not doing anything weird in college. I'm a quiet kid in college. Yeah. I was the quiet kid in college. Promise. I'm not doing any weird stunts. I'm not showing off or anything. Okay, I've mellowed down. I promise. So, yeah. That kind of happened. So, I did a lot of my daily tasks with my left hand instead of my right. And it still hurt a lot for a long time. So, given that, did I go to the hospital for this? That is the question. Yes? No? Maybe so? The fact that it hurt a lot for a long time does make you think like, yeah, this definitely should have had a hospital visit, right? About that. No. I kind of hid it and became ambidextrous in a way. That's kind of how I became ambidextrous, I guess. That was the start. That was the beginning of the ambidextrous arc. That's how now I can play. If you invite me to pool, I will play with both my left and right hand. if you invite me to play billiards, I'll play with both left and right hands. If you make me play guitar, I can switch to either my left and right. Same goes for ukulele and a bunch of other tasks. I can brush my teeth with my left hand. I can somewhat write with my left hand, but I do prefer my right. But I can write with my left hand as well. And all the other stuff like that. I can use a mouse with my left hand and so on. But yeah. I remember telling Mama Swallowtail the incident, and I was like, Mom, do you remember when you scolded me for having terrible handwriting on my notebooks, more terrible than usual? And she was like, yeah? Don't tell me. I was like, yeah, that's kind of what happened. I injured my arm and it hurt for a couple of days. So I was doing everything with my left hand. That's probably why you scolded me a lot during those days. But I was more determined to not get caught for that incident than be scolded. I prefer to be scolded every day for daily tasks rather than telling the truth, which is kind of weird. But hey, I was grade 3. I was in 3rd grade. What could you do? Okay. This one is a little weird. This one's a little weird. Again, this was with friends. I had a really chaotic group of friends back in the day. I had a really questionable group of friends back in the day. We'd do a lot of stuff that was pretty dangerous, in my opinion. One of those was in this school. There was this ramp. There was this really cool ramp. And me and my friends, we managed to get we managed to get a hold of, how do I put this? To one of those trolleys, those cargo trolleys. So a lot of us were like, okay, a bunch of us are gonna get on that trolley and we're gonna push it down the ramp and all of that. I was one of those kids that went on the trolley. And what happened here... It's gonna be so stupid. There were a lot of kids on the trolley as well. I just didn't want to draw the rest of them. But there were a lot. The trolley was pretty crowded. And at some point, one kid lost balance on the trolley and kind of made the thing kind of get out of control. And we slammed into a wall. And because I was sitting at the very front, my ankle kind of... Yeah. My ankle got squished. It took the brunt of it. Between the wall and the trolley, my ankle was absolutely gone. It was squished. And the teachers immediately, they heard the loud noise that came from the hall. And they went to check what happened. And they saw like the bunch of these kids they saw a bunch of kids that fell off the cargo trolley. And with that, a bunch of us just scattered. A bunch of the kids just scattered because, well, the teacher was there. We'd all get in trouble if they remembered our faces. Me, however, because my ankle got squished between the trolley and the wall, I couldn't run away immediately. So I was like the last kid there. All my friends ran off. They left me to face the teachers alone. And I couldn't stand up because my ankles hurt so bad. They hurt really bad. But I didn't want to cry either, okay? It's just that they really, really hurt. They really, really hurt. And my ankles were in absolute pain. That I couldn't get up. I couldn't get up no matter how hard I wanted to. And the teachers were getting suspicious. It's like, hey, why is this kid still on the ground? And they were like, are you okay? And I thought like, okay, I gotta walk soon. I gotta walk, or else they're gonna tell my parents, and my parents are gonna scold me, and I'm gonna get in really big trouble. So, I did manage to get up. And like I kind of limped away. But I tried my best to not make it look like a limp. I was like, I am walking straight. And when the teachers were like, okay, you're fine, okay. I thought like you broke your leg or something. And I was like, yeah, don't worry, I'm fine. I didn't get hit. Don't worry, I just fell off. But later during like lunch period, it started hurting really, really bad. Later in the day, it started hurting really, really bad. I was so close to like crying at some point because it really hurt when I walked. And at some point, I kind of gave in, and like no one was in the hallway during that time. And I just decided, okay, I can give in a little bit. And like I started like limping. I started to let myself limp. I couldn't walk straight. I couldn't force myself to walk straight any longer. So I was like limping. And the same teacher saw me again in the hall. And it was like, did you get hurt? And I was like, oh, no. And then like I ran off. I ran. I didn't know how to explain it to them that my ankles were hurting without like getting called and stuff and everything. So like I ran, but really clumsily because I just really wanted to get away, but it was still hurting really bad. When I got home, my ankles were still pretty sore. But over the next few days, here we go, the question again. Did Anax, yours truly, go to the hospital for this situation? My ankles were hurting really bad, by the way. To the point where I had a bit of a limp in my step. Even like a day or two after, my dad, Papa Swallowtail, he approached me and said, hey, you're not walking straight lately. Is something wrong? And no, I kept walking it off. Literally, for the next few days, I just kept walking it off because I thought, hey, I will be fine. Everything's good. Everything's great. Please don't do this, kids. This is a really bad thing to do. But yeah, I walked it off again. I remember telling this to a friend once. I remember telling these stories to a friend once. And they said, if I ever get an x-ray of your body and I see bones that healed the wrong way, I'm gonna hit your head. But to be fair, I don't think any of my body parts are weirdly shaped. I don't think any of them healed the wrong way. I mean, one of my fingers is crooked. One of my fingers isn't straight. But that's pretty much it. It's not that obvious either. So I think my bones are okay. I think they're absolutely fine. And now, the very last episode. Episode 7. But first we swim. This was a weird story. This was a very long story too. So, I was a little kid. I think I was second grade, first grade. I think first grade. Yeah, I think I was in first grade. And I went biking. In first grade. And what happened here was that I fell off my bike. As many bike accidents go. It's little me absolutely devastated that I fell off my bike in front of a bunch of kids. And I found that humiliating. I found that incident really humiliating. And for a long while, I was on the bench. I was sobbing. I was sobbing really hard on the bench because it hurt so bad. I feel like I twisted my leg or something. It hurt really, really bad. Like the pain was unbearable and everything. But then my parents called over. Okay, my parents called me over. And suddenly like all my worries went away. Because you know what they told me? They said, hey, your cousins are coming over and we're gonna go swimming. And as a kid, I absolutely loved swimming. I absolutely loved to go swimming. It was impossible for me to get out of the pool once you put me in the pool as a kid, I could stay there for up to 8 hours. I will not get out until like you drag me out of there. And do know that happened before. Do know that happened before where like my parents had to drag me out of the pool themselves. So, So, my leg hurt. It still hurt, yeah. And my parents realized that this time I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk. And my dad was like, okay, it's fine, I can carry you. It's just water anyway. But like every now and then my parents were checking like, hey, are you sure you want to go swimming? You can't get up and walk. You can't walk. We're looking at you. You can't walk. And I was like, no. It's fine. The pain will probably fade away. But yeah. So, I went swimming even though I fell off my bike and like I couldn't walk. The fact that I couldn't walk even after swimming definitely said that I needed medical attention. But I kept convincing my parents that like, hey, no, it's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. Nothing's wrong. I kept telling them that. And I kept telling them that, hey, I'll probably walk it off in the morning. So they were like, okay, that's probably fine. If she's still... And also, I need to add on that, okay, through a lot of the stories here, the reason why my parents never really thought anything was wrong, they never figured out anything was wrong, throughout all these injury incidents, is mainly because, I have this really high pain tolerance that I don't really cry that much in response to pain. Like, I feel the pain, but I can tolerate it in a level that I can kind of mask it. That I can hide the discomfort. Because my parents, they see me laughing, they see me playing with the other kids, they see me absolutely normal, they don't see me uncomfortable or anything. I act like nothing is wrong. I act like absolutely everything is fine. So they think, okay, our daughter is okay. The fact that she was crying earlier, but now like she's okay, she's swimming, she's laughing with her friends, and she even like raced in the swimming pool. She should be fine. She's absolutely fine. But then like, a day or two after, my parents realized, okay, wait, something is definitely wrong. Our daughter is not walking again. They found out like, okay, I'm not walking. And finally, the pain came to a point where I could not control it anymore. Could not control it anymore. I was crying, I was screaming. So, because of that, did I go to the hospital for this? Out of all the 7 stories that I have told, yes. Out of all the 7 stories, despite all the other concerning injuries I've had, yeah. This was the only injury I had to go to the hospital for. Because they found out that I had one of those major fractures where, my bone was almost a clean cut through. And it could have like pierced me if I tried any further. Or like the bone would like slip in a way. So that kind of happened. This one was definitely something I could not walk off because it was a really bad fracture. The doctor even told me that I needed a metal rod in my leg. Thankfully, I healed on my own and did not need a metal rod. And according to my relatives and the doctor, I was taking the injury surprisingly well. Like, they can see me even though I'm in my wheelchair. I'm like laughing and playing a lot. And I barely complained about the pain in my leg. Like, for someone with a fractured leg, I barely complained about the pain, and even when they took the cast off, I was walking a lot. I was all over the place. I was bouncing off the walls. I was really happy to walk again. And even my parents, they'd scold me every now and then. You're not supposed to be running. You're not supposed to be jumping. Why are you doing this? But I still did it anyway. And even the doctor was like, okay, your daughter, she's taking the injury surprisingly well, because the fact that she's already all over the place right after I take off the cast is telling. Because I'm not sure how a fracture is supposed to heal up, because I was very confused. I thought it was normal that you're okay after a fracture, that you don't need any painkillers. I never took painkillers throughout the entire time my leg was broken. I never took any. And apparently I was told that you're supposed to take them, but the fact that I didn't look like I needed them, my parents didn't really give me any. So yeah, that's it. The end. Those are all the weird stories that I've had with my injuries. They were all pretty crazy. I guess moral of the story here is, if you ever get injured, do tell what happened, okay? Because out of all the 7 injuries here, only this one resulted in a hospital visit, but a lot of these caused me a lot of discomfort and pain. But I'm still someone who really toughs it out a lot, so this should not be normal, by the way. Do not do this. Do not do any of this. But yeah. Hi, Aether! Welcome to stream, welcome to stream. So glad to see you here again. Welcome back. And yeah, I'm absolutely back as well. I just finished the storytelling. But you know what? I'll give a quick rundown. Of the story. What is what? What is that list? These are the list of injuries that I have sustained and have taken very poorly. I have reacted to very poorly, because the main point of the storyline is to point out that I have a very weird combination of high pain tolerance while also being very accident prone, especially as a kid. I would tough out a lot of things. I would tough out a whole lot of things, especially like if I wanted to do something after. I will give you the quick summary of it all, okay? Because I kind of just finished the whole story time. But yeah, episode 1, marble on head. So what happened was, there was a marble table, a really heavy marble table, and there was a marble floor in the mall. Table hit my head because I was swinging on top of it, so it kind of collapsed on my head, and I was basically a marble sandwich. I hit between the marble and the floor, and yep, I did not go to the hospital for this. My face kind of swelled up, but no fracture, all good. Episode 2 was head on marble. There were 2 beds stacked on top of each other, and I was bouncing on top of them. Literally got bonked. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what happened. So I was jumping on, and also I was jumping on top of these 2 beds. Fell off those 2 beds, and my head really hurt. I got a headache for that for a long while, but I hid it and I walked it off again. Another thing was flotation rings. This was a water park accident. Okay, those huge water slides where you have to go up because it's a few stories high. I was on one of those flotation rings. I slipped inside the flotation ring and I got really stuck. The water slide, the water slide was hitting my tailbone a lot because I was really stuck. I couldn't get up, and the flotation ring was really slippery too, so I couldn't like pry myself out. So throughout the rest of the water slide, my tailbone was just hitting the bottom of it multiple times, over and over again, and it really hurt. That after the ride, I had a lot of trouble breathing, and ended up in the first aid center, where they kind of checked on me and said like, okay, you know, they told my parents, if your daughter's still having trouble breathing after a day or 2, you should bring her to the hospital. And what happened then My parents were checking on me all the time. But I kept saying that I was okay because I really wanted to go back to that water park. I was not allowed in that water park due to my injury. So even though I was having discomfort in my chest and it was really hard for me to sit up straight, I kept telling them I was okay. I didn't go to the hospital for this either. I toughed out the chest pains. How hard do you want your life to be, Anax? Yes. These were all self-inflicted, I fear. These were all pretty much my fault. Jeez, I wonder why I have a headache. Listen. This was at a family gathering. Okay? I fell off the bed. I was alone in the room. And they were calling me for dinner. I didn't want to get caught for being an absolute monkey in the other room. So, I acted like everything was fine. So, yeah. Another episode was this. At school, there was this huge stack of boxes. I climbed on it with a bunch of other kids. The weight was too much, the boxes kind of fell, and I kind of fell off. The other kids were pretty agile. They managed to make it out before the box collapsed. But I was a clumsy kid. So the boxes kind of beat me here. Boxes 1, Anax 0. And I had this really bad bruise because I fell on my shoulder. And like the back of my shoulder, like on the shoulder blade. So I had this really bad bruise on my shoulder blade. And it really hurt. Did I go to the hospital for this? Or the clinic, at least not even the nurse office? No, I kind of hit the bruise and toughed it out as well. It's like sometimes I hit my head at the doorway during family gatherings. Are you okay? How do you hit your head in the doorway during family gatherings that much? I hope you're okay. I do hope you're okay though. With like hitting, cause like I know hitting your head at the doorway really hurts. Especially if like you're sandwiched between the doorway itself and the... If you're sandwiched between the doorway itself and, well, the door, it's really bad. Box 1, box over Anax, yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what happened. I got beaten by a box. A whole bunch of boxes. It was a lot. And then, episode 5, I was forced to left hand. Did a handstand. Handstand went absolutely wrong. I twisted my arm. My arm hurt for a couple of days. So, I didn't want to get caught being injured. So, I spent the next few days of my daily life with my left hand. I was brushing my teeth with my left hand. I was writing my school notes with my left hand. I was doing everything with my left hand. And, at one point, even my parents scolded me when they saw how bad my note-taking skills were. They're like, hey, your notes are really bad as of late. What is going on with you? And I just told them, I just thought it would be better to experiment of how it would be like to live left-handed. And my parents bought that reason. They believed it, thankfully. They believed that reason. Yeah, so they didn't figure out that I actually twisted my right hand during that time. They thought I twisted my hand. They didn't think I twisted my hand. And I lived the rest of the week left-handed. And did I go to the hospital for this? For the fact that my hand was hurting for way longer than I was supposed to? No, I hit it again and became ambidextrous. This was the start of my ambidextrous arc. Thanks to that, now I can play billiards with both hands. I can play guitar and ukulele with either hand. I can brush my teeth with my left hand. I can take notes with my left hand. Yeah, that kind of happened. Everyone should be more careful, please. Yeah, I really feel that. Everyone, especially Aether as well, given how the door hates him. Or her. Yeah, given how the door hates them. Now we know how to beat Anax? What do you mean? What do you mean how to beat me? I get beaten all the time. I get beaten all the time on a normal basis. I don't think you need to beat me. Being a left-handed person, thinking it's normal. Well, I was a right-handed person that had to go left-handed, so I was struggling really hard. And my hands are okay now. Okay, I got a buff from it. Okay, I earned an achievement that came with rewards, which was being ambidextrous. So all is good. All is great. My hands are fine. And second to last episode was that I was forced to walk. There was this cargo trolley at school. Me and a bunch of other kids, we were riding on that thing down a ramp on school grounds. The trolley lost control. I slammed straight into the wall because I was at the front. There was a bunch of other kids on the cart too, but I slammed first because I was at the front of the cart. My ankles were kind of totaled a little bit. They were kind of squished between the thing and the wall, which was really painful. Right after that, since the sound was pretty loud, some teachers came in to check on us. And a lot of my friends, they just scattered. All my friends just scattered when the teachers came around. They left me there. I couldn't walk. I had trouble getting up. I couldn't stand up. The pain was really bad. The teachers were looking at me. They're like, "Hey, you broke your leg, didn't you? You didn't run like the rest of them. You broke your leg, didn't you?" And I didn't want to get in trouble. So I forced myself to stand up, and I forced myself to walk away. And I was like doing my best to walk straight. I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm absolutely okay. Nothing's wrong with me. And the teachers believed it. Apparently, they believed it because later in the day, I was playing with the other kids as well, but mostly sitting down because my legs hurt so much. But sometime during break period, my ankles are really hurting already. And at that time, I was in a hallway. I was alone during that time. So I thought, okay, I can put down the tough act a little bit. I can let myself be limp. I can limp this time. I don't have to walk straight. So I was limping in the hallway. I was like, oh, finally, I don't have to act like I'm okay. I'm walking. I don't have to walk straight right now. But at that exact moment, at the end of the hallway was the same teacher, by the way. Same teacher in that hallway. And she saw me. And she looked at me and said, hey, your leg is not okay. And I panicked. I got really scared. That I would get sent to the office and they would call my parents. Because, well, I was a third grader that time. I was in third grade. Okay? No third grader wants their parents to be called into the school for being an absolute monkey. So, in the flurry of panic, despite the pain, I ran. I ran off. I dashed down the hall and like hid in the staircase, and then like I sobbed because like the pain was really bad after that. And when I got home, also I toughed it out as well. My parents, they noticed that I had a bit of trouble walking straight for a while. My dad even went to me, Papa Swallowtail went to me, and they were going, hey, I see you're not walking straight lately. Did something happen? And I was like, no, it's fine. I'm okay. I'm just tired, I think. I'm just really tired. Oh, we've been walking a lot, haven't we? But, yeah, it still hurt for a long while. Did I go to the hospital for this? No. I didn't. I walked it off. Literally walked it off. I'm fine, she says, while internally screaming, yeah, that was pretty much me. In third grade. Going uka puka whenever you can. What do you mean? I'm okay now, okay? I think my body is fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. Plus, I'm in college, not being an absolute monkey anymore. thankfully. But yeah, this was the final episode of of the story time. I was in first grade. I was biking. I fell over. And I was a sobbing mess because that hurt really bad. The bike fell right on top of me, and it hurt a lot. I was screaming and crying really hard in the playground. But then my parents, they just came around and they were like, "Hey, we are what you call this? Your cousins are coming over and we're gonna go swimming." And I was like, "Oh, swimming!" Suddenly all my tears were gone. I suddenly forgot about the pain entirely. I don't know what was wrong with me. Embrace the monkey. I did as a kid. I'm not sure if I should do that now. I'm really clumsy as an adult. I'm a really clumsy adult. I don't think I should do that anymore. But yeah. Is that the crying child on our reference? That is not the crying child. That is anything but the crying child, because that child just stopped instantly when she was told that everyone was gonna go swimming. And that little kid, me by the way, was like, "Oh, definitely I want to go swimming. I'm not gonna cry anymore, because if I keep crying about the injury, they're not gonna let me go swimming." So my dad, he went to me, he was like, "Can you get up?" And I told him, "Yeah, I tried getting up. I couldn't get up." So my dad was like, "It's okay, I'll carry you. You'll probably walk it off or something." But he was concerned. He kept asking me like, "Are you sure you're okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Watch me in the pool. I will enjoy my time in the pool." I was telling him like, "I will be fine. Okay? I will swim as normal as ever. I'll be fine." So that's kind of what happened. So yeah, little Anax here completely forgot all her injuries and ended up swimming. She was really happy, by the way, in the swimming pool, that both her parents thought that everything was okay and that she didn't actually get injured. Me, when my parents say they'll buy me ice cream if I go to the doctor. This is the thing, I did this to avoid the doctor, because if I ended up going to the doctor, we wouldn't go swimming. We wouldn't go swimming if we had to go to the doctor. So I just ended up swimming in the pool, and my parents saw me playing with the other kids, and they were like, "You know, our daughter's probably fine. Look at her, she's laughing. She's like, she doesn't show any discomfort. She's acting normal." So then I go to the hospital for this. Well, 2 days. 2 days after. 1 or 2 days after. Bro, raw dogging the pain for that swimming pool. I love swimming as a kid, okay? I love swimming, okay? You could make me swim for 8 hours and you still can't get me out of the pool. But did I go to the hospital for this? 1 or 2 days after, my parents found it suspicious that I could not walk. They soon realized, hey, wait, our daughter has not been able to walk for 2 days straight. Something is definitely wrong. And soon, at some point, finally, I was like a crying mess. I was crying really hard all night because the pain became unbearable. I could no longer tolerate it. That they sent me to the hospital already. And yeah, I did end up walking to the hospital. I'm not walking to the hospital, but like I ended up going to the hospital because I could not walk it off this time. How do I put this? What happened basically when they did the x-ray was that I got a really major fracture that kind of needed a metal rod to fix it. And my parents and relatives were like questioning me. It's like, how did you manage to be okay and go swimming before any medical attention? Even the doctor was surprised, I think, by that, because I told him I went swimming. And I feel like the doctor really shook his head. He was like, what, this kid really decided to go swimming of all things. when the pain was still there. But yeah, I went swimming with an untreated broken leg at one point. Funnier thing was, what you call this? Apparently, I didn't have to get a metal rod in my leg. Thank God. I didn't want to get surgery. I have never gotten a surgery before, and I don't intend on getting a surgery. But what you call this? When the doctor took off my cast, everything healed perfectly fine. Everything healed naturally. Thank goodness. And another thing was that I only found this out recently, but apparently my mom, Mama Swallowtail, she told me that I was supposed to take painkillers during then, but because she and my dad didn't see the need for painkillers, because I was still zooming on the wheelchair. I was still all over the place. I was laughing at a lot of things. I was really fine. I was doing really okay. They were like, yeah, she doesn't need the painkillers, and they kind of did not give me any. Even after they took the cast off, my parents didn't give me painkillers either because they saw I was fine. I was already running around. I was zooming off the walls. I was bouncing everywhere. I was a really happy kid. My parents scolded me a lot too for doing a lot of stuff that I wasn't supposed to do with a newly healed leg. There's also the time I was running around with the cast on, by the way. At some point, I was running around everywhere with the cast on because, well, I kept telling everyone, I'm fine now. Look at me, I'm running everywhere. And my parents kind of scolded me for that, but you know, it's all good, it's fine. I was just a really energetic ball. But yeah, I turned out okay. That was pretty much all the stories that happened and everything. That was all the stories. But yeah. Me being thrown at the pool to learn how to swim by my uncle almost got scared of pools. Huh? I hope you're okay. Do be careful. I hope you didn't have a fear of water though after that. I've heard that people who get thrown into pools do end up with a fear of water. I hope you're not scared of the water after that. But, hello Anax, I can't stay, but I just want to say hi, read the community post about last stream, and also wanted to say to prioritize yourself and your mental health first and foremost. Thank you, hope everyone has a fun stream. Yeah, previous stream was a bit of a stress out for me during then. But I'm okay now, I've recovered. I've already recovered by the time I made the post. Reason I made the post was because I wanted to be held accountable, at least for my actions, because that was a collab and I was being... later on in the collab I lost composure and I felt like that was really unprofessional of me to dip midway to leave the collab early. So yeah, I already calmed down by the time I made the post. I just wanted to be accountable for my actions at least. That's why I made the post. Glad to hear you're okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Don't worry. But yeah, that's all the stories I've got for the crazy incidents and injuries that I have sustained since childhood. It was very chaotic. It was very questionable also. And I feel like, what you call this? I know some people question. I already said this, but I'm gonna say it again just for the people who came in. A lot of these injuries, I will admit, you're probably wondering why my parents did not figure out anything was wrong given how many I managed to hide from them. That's because my parents found out that later on in life, my parents found out that I was really, really tolerant to pain. That I could really tough out a lot of things. Like if I was having really, really bad, let's say period cramps, and if we're outside, I can tough it out. If I really, really wanted to do something but pain was hindering me, I would tough it out anyway. And like for example, let's say, which incident would be a good example? For example, the water park. I wanted to go back to that water park really badly, but they wouldn't let me go back because I was injured. But I really wanted to go back, so I kept telling my parents that, hey, I'm okay, I'm absolutely fine. And they didn't suspect anything because I was running around with the other kids in the playground, I was laughing and everything. They didn't realize that, hey, wait, our daughter's still having trouble breathing. They didn't see that because I get tough on the pain a bit too much, I fear. Which is a bit not good, by the way. Don't do that, guys. But yeah. I don't know what happened, but I hope you're doing well, Linux. Don't worry, I'm doing great. This is just an incident that happened lately, but all good. Let's see. Hi, Red! Welcome to stream, Long time no see. Glad to see you back here. Hope everyone's doing well. Hold on, let me move back to chatting screen since we're already done with the story time. Whoa! New layout! Hello! Brand new layout. Okay, let me check the chat again. Let's see. I'd also suggest not to stream too schedulely and just stream at times when you feel like you want to, so hopefully you don't get as stressed. I don't see it happen firsthand, but yeah. Basically what happened, it wasn't because of like scheduling or anything. Honestly, I feel better when streams are scheduled. If I do streams completely random, I feel unmotivated to stream, I'll be honest. I feel really unmotivated because I was like, I can do it later, it's not really scheduled. I need a schedule, honestly. Because I need to be constantly reminded that I do stuff like this. I'm a very forgetful person and I get distracted really easily, by the way. So, I feel like a schedule is a must. Yeah. Later, everyone. I say bye, and Red says hi. I hope you have a fun rest of stream. Hold on. Okay, we're fine. We're okay. Everything's fine. That's why the box exists. Now you know the purpose of this box. But yeah. This is why VTuber uses for anonymity. Kinda. Listen, okay. My family knows I stream. It's just that, what you call this? I know a lot of VTubers, they stream as themselves. Who they are IRL is the absolute same as who they are offline. For me, however, there's noticeable differences if you've been with me for a long time. My family's been with me for a long time, so they can definitely see the differences of like how I act. And honestly, I find it a bit, yeah, because at home I'm pretty quiet. I was pretty quiet. I kind of panicked. But yeah, at home I'm pretty quiet-ish, unless like I'm talking with somebody. But even then, I'm not that high energy. But on stream I am. So, let's hope there wasn't in chat who's audio only. I hope not. I hope not. Rose in a quick time event. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Quick time event, I need to press all the keys to make sure that I clicked the mute button so fast. I panicked so bad. Huh. But, oh no. Oh no, don't hang up. Don't hang. No! No, 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 no. Why did you crash? You're not supposed to crash. Oh my lord. Why did you crash? That's not good. That's bad. Bad OBS. Wait, not bad OBS, but... Bad VTube Studio, why did you crash? Not even VTube Studio, choose the application I'm using. Why did you crash? How dare you? Who gave you permission? Flashbang, I'm so sorry! Hold on, I'm fixing it. Let's see. I'm fixing it. Huh. This should be back, right? No? Okay, that's not good. Hello! I'm back. The regularly scheduled A9 coffee. Yep, my stream setup hates me. Did you know? At the start of the stream, I was trying to stream, okay? I was trying to start stream. YouTube started a bunch of other streams that were not in the waiting room. They were not in the waiting room, by the way. They started all the streams that were anything but the waiting room I already set up. They were starting a bunch of new streams. I was like, hey, no, I put the stream key as exactly this specific stream. But it started starting a bunch of vertical streams instead. Yeah. YouTube started starting a bunch of vertical streams. I didn't know what's going on. And I think I started like 5 vertical streams before I went to this final... until everything was fixed. Ever heard of that happening? I don't know. When it comes to me, the chances are low but never zero, I guess. Okay. That's why the box says this, ladies and gentlemen. Again. But yeah. Also, if you guys see up there, my song is also released, by the way. I already released the song, and the instrumental is both the intro and outro of the stream, by the way. So yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go review stuff for exams this week. Hope you have fun and take care, Next. Take care as well! Best of luck on exams. I've heard a lot of my viewers are having exams lately. So yeah, best of luck. Take care, take care. Do your best. Got this. ANX has invented a new type of scuff. I don't know. I feel like I've managed to make a workaround, so... Half scuff? Half scuff, maybe? But... yeah, back to the... intro and outro screen. I'm gonna show you guys it for a bit. Okay. That's the wrong screen. Hold on. Ta-da! New intro and outro screen, and it's mostly based off the Neon My narration. The new song release I made. So, yeah. New starting screen and ending screen. They're both the same this time. What you call this? I kind of ran out of time. I was making a lot of the overlays in between classes. So, But, But I do wanna, let me see. What I do wanna add as well is that, what you call this? A lot of the overlays were made pretty last minute. I hope it looks okay. I was making a lot of these last minute in between classes, so I hope they're fine. And yeah, Thanks to the help of like one of my friends, he also got that thing. The chat moves horizontally now too. The chat is horizontal instead of upward downward. I've always wanted a horizontal chat, so this one's really good. Nothing seemed off? Okay. That's good. Okay. There's one more thing I want to show everyone because I gotta end stream in 15 minutes. 5 minutes. So, for next stream, I think you guys noticed that we have a 3D stream coming up. And the model looks a bit different, don't you think? Yeah, I managed to figure out how VRoid Studio works. I managed to figure out how the 3D model works. So I managed to make the hair and facial features. Not the outfit yet. The outfit's a bit extensive. The outfit's taking a bit of time. But we have we're having a stream ready for 3D. I'm really excited to show you guys what I got in 3D. I might show a bit of a sneak peek if I have the time. I have a bit of time, hopefully. I think I do. So, let's see if I can open up Warudo. Let's see if I can open it up. And let's see if I can show you guys what the layout looks like. Hopefully, it will look okay. Hold on. Warudo, open please. Open. Up. Okay. I will need to close this for a bit. Hold on a moment. Let's see if I can boot up Warudo and give you guys a sneak peek of what I got ready. For now, you guys will just have to see this. Absolute white background. I live in the void. You guys have to deal with this. Okay, let's see. Let me try booting up the stuff. But yeah, I'm really glad to be back. I think this was a really good stream for being back from break. There's a lot I've prepared, as I've said since last year. There's a lot of stuff I prepared, and I'm really excited to be finally uploading them soon. So, this is the year I plan to upload a lot of stuff that I prepared, so I'm really excited. Okay, I think I can send in the stuff. Okay, everything seems set up. Let me get my 3D out. Wait. Okay. Why are you not moving? You're supposed to move. Hello. Yes. Open. Mocap, why are you not working? Is the mocap not working? Oh wait, cause my... Okay guys, wait, I need to turn off YouTube Studio real quick. Let me try again. Cancel. Mocap. Motion capture. Full body. And camera. Come on. Uh-oh. Technical difficulty. Okay, there. It's working. Okay, I think I can show it. Let me go to stream. Whoa! Hi! Hello. New model. Wait, let me position somewhere more comfortable. No. Hold on. Oops. Fun. I need to stand a bit from the camera. The 3D model now looks a bit more like me now compared to before, where it looked more like a Walmart version of me. But now, got a 3D model, a bit more proper now. The outfit still looks accurate yet. The outfit's not accurate yet. I just put in a placeholder for now. But next stream, this will be our setup. This will be our setup next stream. And I hope everyone enjoys what I got prepared for them. So, yeah, little sneak peek. Yeah, that's all I wanted to show. But new items out on cinemas now available on cheap. Cinema. But the layout like this, let's make it look more like a cinema. I have noticed that before. Oh yeah! You know, it works. It works. Life is a movie after all. Should be fine. And I wink. I need to change a few settings. Hold on. Hold on. Where is that setting to unlink the eyes? Oh. I think it's a bit tricky to work with on the spot. I think it's a bit tricky to work with immediately because there's a lot of stuff I need to tweak. But I will keep that in mind for next stream. Next stream is gonna be 3D anyway. So I will definitely, I'll definitely make sure I'll be able to wink by next stream. Yeah. Can I turn around actually? I've been wondering that. Can I turn? Okay, that was not wink. Almost-ish. Yeah. By the way, guys, yes, I do have hair at the back. I do have a slight ponytail at the back. I am not short-haired. My hair is not short, it's actually long. It's just, it has a long thing at the back. As you can see. So yeah. Anyway, I think my time is almost up, so... Now is a good place to end stream. Okay? You guys got your sneak peek. So, yeah. Alright, that's all for today, guys. Bye-bye! Take care, everyone. And best of luck all of you who are having exams. Okay? Do your best. You got this.